So, welcome to this episode that I will be speaking about a topic that is quite very controversial. I decided to, speak about this topic because I've, discussed this also in a quarter with a couple of people who are involved in the academia. And one thing that we generally see in the academia, which is also supposed to be the fountain of knowledge, is that you find a situation or a scenario where people don't necessarily go into certain fields, to really study, to search so many things. And that is because also there's no funding, with regards to that provided for that. I want to advise every young African woman, a female, every young African female, if you are doing anything, you need to watch this series and this episode where I'm going to capture a very vital information. Secondly, I also want to advise every young African man or male as well to also watch this series and this episodes to actually capture some details that is necessary for the African brother or sister or raising a family, as it were. Now, another very vital thing I want to speak about also is that in this season where we're having a whole lot of revolution going on, on the African continent, we need to know and understand the knowledge of ourselves as a people, who we were, who we are, and who we should, be. And it's going to be a lot of conversation that is going to cover, a whole lot of series. There's also another special documentary also that I created, which I will not actually be the one speaking. I decided to use, someone else, to do the narration as well. And so it's going to be a series that is going to cover a whole lot of topic. Now, why am I doing this? If you want to destroy a people, one of the things you need to destroy them with is what we call ideology. And that is one of the reasons why I am doing this series, because it is to demystify and also to remove some of the bottlenecks, that has been placed on us as a people with regards to our own history. And your guess is as good as mine, of course. If you've looked also at the top of the page, it says great African women rulers and leaders. And this cover the length and breadth of Africa. And the challenge is that not too many people have any knowledge whatsoever, regarding some of those names that, I'll be speaking of also in the documentary. So it's a documentary that I'd advise everybody to watch. Now, because it's going to be a very long documentary, I'll advise as well go to my YouTube page where you will find the full length and the full videos, as it were. So this is going to only just be a summary, of the material, in essence. So, but just take your time to watch this documentary and see what you will get, out of it. So the timeline for this historical narrative is going to cover from the pre-first millennium all the way till today. And like I said, it's actually to really break barriers and remove some of the bottlenecks that has been placed on us as a people. But also, if you've checked most of my content, I've specifically spoken about, Africans becoming successful entrepreneurially, and it's also part of the larger discourse to see how we can create a different narrative for us as a people. So it's a long journey, looking from, like I said, from the pre-first millennium, and it will go all the way back even to the days of the man called King Solomon. And from there we will take it even till today. So stay tuned and keep watching.
Welcome, friends, to a realm often shrouded in mystery, a continent teeming with stories untold. This is a journey through time, a voyage to uncover the lives of legendary African queens who shaped history. From the ancient kingdoms to the dawn of the modern era, These women ruled with wisdom, courage, and an unyielding strength. They were diplomats, warriors, mothers, and builders of nations. Their stories, often whispered in hushed tones or lost to the sands of time, deserve to be heard. Join me as we delve into the annals of history and shed light on these remarkable women. Let their legacies inspire us, their resilience empower us, and their stories remind us of the boundless strength that resides within the human spirit. Our journey begins in a time of frankincense and myrrh in the ancient kingdom of Saba, nestled in the highlands of what we know today as Ethiopia. Here in the 10th century BCE reigned a queen whose wisdom and wealth echoed across the ages, Makeda, the Queen of Sheba. The Queen of Sheba is not merely a figure confined to history books, her legend transcends time. She is celebrated in the Bible, the Quran, and the Ethiopian epic, the Kebra Nagast. Each telling speaks of her intelligence, her diplomatic prowess, and her thirst for knowledge. Imagine a queen so powerful, so captivating, that she embarks on a perilous journey to meet King Solomon, renowned for his wisdom. This encounter, described in vivid detail, speaks volumes about Makeda's thirst for knowledge and her desire to forge alliances that would benefit her people. While some dismiss this encounter as mere legend, it speaks to a deeper truth, the power of diplomacy, the importance of trade, and the recognition of a powerful African queen on the world stage. From this union, according to Ethiopian tradition, a son was born, Menelik I, the founder of Ethiopia's Solomonic dynasty. Thus, the legacy of Makeda, the Queen of Sheba, lives on, woven into the very fabric of a nation's history. We journey now to the arid lands of Nubia, a kingdom south of Egypt, known for its fierce warriors and its indomitable spirit. It is here in the 1st century BCE that we encounter a queen as renowned for her military prowess as she was for her unwavering resilience, Kandake Amanirenas. Kandake, a title bestowed upon the reigning queens of Kush, speaks to a lineage of powerful women who ruled with authority and commanded respect. Amanirenas, however, stands out even amongst this lineage of extraordinary women. Imagine facing the might of the Roman Empire, an empire that had conquered much of the known world. This was the daunting task that Amanirenas confronted when Rome, under the rule of Augustus Caesar, set its sights on expanding its dominion further south. Amanirenas, even having lost an eye in a previous battle, was undeterred. She led her armies with strategic brilliance, engaging the Romans in a 5-year conflict that would test the limits of their imperial ambitions. The Kushite warriors, under Amanirenas' command, proved to be a formidable force, inflicting heavy losses on the Romans and ultimately forcing them to negotiate a peace treaty. Amanirenas, the one-eyed queen, had stared down an empire and emerged victorious. Our journey takes us now to the banks of the Nile, to the land of pharaohs and pyramids, Egypt. In the twilight of its ancient glory, a new dynasty arose, the Ptolemaic dynasty, and with it, a queen who would become an icon of history, Cleopatra VII. Born into a dynasty of Greek origin, Cleopatra embraced her role as pharaoh of Egypt, mastering the Egyptian language, customs, and religion. She was a ruler who understood the power of image and the importance of connecting with her people. Fluent in 9 languages, Cleopatra was a shrewd diplomat and a skilled negotiator. She navigated the treacherous waters of Roman politics, forming alliances with the most powerful men of her time, Julius Caesar and later Mark Antony. Though often portrayed through a romantic lens, Cleopatra's story is one of political maneuvering, strategic brilliance, and an unwavering determination to preserve her kingdom's independence in the face of Roman expansion. Despite her efforts, Cleopatra's reign marked the end of an era. With her death, Egypt fell fully under Roman rule, marking the end of its ancient civilization's independence. Yet Cleopatra's legacy as the last pharaoh of Egypt continues to fascinate and inspire. We journey back in time to the golden age of ancient Egypt, the 18th dynasty, a period of artistic flourishing and imperial expansion. It is here we encounter a queen shrouded in mystery, yet whose image has become synonymous with Egyptian beauty and royal power, Nefertiti. Nefertiti, whose name means the beautiful one has come, was the great royal wife of Akhenaten, a pharaoh who initiated a radical shift in Egyptian religion, promoting the worship of the sun disk Aten. More than just a beautiful face, Nefertiti played an active role in her husband's religious and political reforms. Depictions show her conducting religious ceremonies, driving chariots into battle, and even smiting enemies, suggesting a level of power and influence rarely seen in previous Egyptian queens. The most iconic image of Nefertiti is undoubtedly her bust, discovered in 1912, which now resides in the Neues Museum in Berlin. This bust, with its elegant features and enigmatic smile, has captivated the world and cemented Nefertiti's place as an enduring symbol of ancient Egypt. Despite her prominence, Nefertiti's life remains shrouded in mystery. The circumstances surrounding her death and burial are unknown, leading to much speculation and debate amongst historians. Was she a co-ruler with Akhenaten? Did she rule alone after his death? These are questions that continue to intrigue us, ensuring that Nefertiti's story, like her beauty, remains timeless. Our journey takes us westward, across the sands of North Africa, to the rugged landscapes of Numidia, what is today Algeria and Tunisia. Here, in the 7th century CE, amidst the tumultuous rise of the Islamic Caliphate, rose a queen who embodied the spirit of Berber resistance, Dihya, known to history as Kahina, the priestess or soothsayer. Dihya was a queen of the Jarawa tribe, a powerful Berber group that fiercely defended its independence. When the mighty Umayyad Caliphate, having conquered much of North Africa, turned its attention towards Numidia, Dihya rallied her people to resist. Imagine the courage it took to stand against an empire that seemed unstoppable, an empire that had swept across North Africa with remarkable speed and ferocity. Dihya, however, possessed that courage in abundance. For years, Dihya led the Berber resistance, employing guerrilla tactics and exploiting the terrain to her advantage. She became a symbol of defiance, a beacon of hope for those who refused to bow to foreign rule. Though ultimately defeated, Dihya's legacy lived on, inspiring generations of Berbers and becoming a potent symbol of Amazigh, Berber, nationalism, and resistance against oppression. Her story reminds us that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, the human spirit, fueled by a love for freedom and a determination to protect one's homeland, can achieve extraordinary things. Our journey takes us south, to the heart of West Africa, to the ancient Yoruba kingdom of Ife in what is now modern-day Nigeria. Here in the 12th century lived a queen whose name is synonymous with sacrifice, courage, and the unwavering love for one's people, Moremi Ahasoro. Moremi was not a queen by birth but by her extraordinary deeds. At the time, Ife was under constant threat from a neighboring tribe known as the Ugbo, feared for their mysterious appearance and devastating raids. Distraught by the suffering of her people, Moremi, a woman of great beauty and intelligence, devised a daring plan. She allowed herself to be captured by the Ugbo, using her wit and charm to gain the trust of their king. As the Ugbo queen, Moremi learned the secrets of their strength, their vulnerabilities, and the magic that made them appear so fearsome. With this knowledge, she escaped back to Ife and revealed the secrets to her people. Armed with this newfound knowledge, the Yoruba warriors were able to defeat the Ugbo, liberating Ife from their reign of terror. Moremi's sacrifice, her willingness to risk everything for her people, elevated her to the status of a deity in Yoruba religion. Today, Moremi Ayasoro is revered as a goddess, her story passed down through generations, a testament to the power of selflessness and the enduring legacy of a queen who put her people above all else. We journey now to the heart of what is today northern Nigeria, to the Hausa city-state of Zazzau, known for its bustling markets and its strategic position within the trans-Saharan trade routes. It is here in the late 16th century that we encounter a queen who embodied both military might and strategic vision, Amina of Zazzau. Amina was born into royalty, her grandfather, the founder of Zazao, recognizing her intelligence and leadership qualities from a young age. She was trained in the art of warfare, mastering horsemanship, swordsmanship, and military strategy. Upon inheriting the throne, Amina embarked on a series of military campaigns, expanding the territory of Zazao and solidifying its dominance in the region. She was a fierce warrior, leading her armies from the front and earning the respect of her soldiers. But Amina was more than just a conqueror. She was a builder and a visionary. Recognizing the importance of protecting her realm, she ordered the construction of earthen fortifications around the cities she conquered, these walls becoming known as Amina's walls. These walls, some of which still stand today, are a testament to Amina's legacy as a builder, a strategist, and a ruler who understood that true power lay not just in conquering, but in protecting and nurturing one's people and their land. Amina's story reminds us that leadership takes many forms, and that true strength lies not just in physical prowess, but in intelligence, foresight, and the ability to build a lasting legacy. Our journey takes us to the southwest coast of Africa, to the kingdoms of Ndongo and Matamba, in what is now Angola. Here, in the 17th century, amidst the growing encroachment of the Portuguese slave trade, rose a queen known for her diplomatic cunning, her military acumen, and her unwavering resistance against European colonialism, Nzinga Mbanda. Nzinga ascended to the throne of Ndongo during a time of great turmoil. The Portuguese, eager to establish a foothold in the region and exploit the lucrative slave trade, were waging war against the kingdom. Nzinga, a skilled negotiator and strategist, understood that she could not defeat the Portuguese militarily alone. She employed a combination of diplomacy, strategic alliances, and military resistance to protect her people and thwart Portuguese ambitions. In a legendary act of defiance, Nzinga, upon arriving at a peace negotiation with the Portuguese governor, refused to sit on the mat provided for her. Seeing that the governor was seated in a chair, she commanded one of her servants to get on their hands and knees to act as a human chair. This bold move sent a clear message. Nzinga would not be treated as inferior, and she would negotiate with the Portuguese on her own terms. For over 3 decades, Nzinga led the resistance, forging alliances with neighboring kingdoms and even with the Dutch, who were vying for control of the slave trade. Though ultimately unsuccessful in expelling the Portuguese completely, Nzinga's legacy as a fierce defender of her people, a shrewd diplomat, and a queen who refused to bow to colonial pressure, continues to inspire. Our journey takes us south to the rolling hills and grasslands of what is now South Africa. Here, in the late 18th and early 19th centuries, amidst a time of great upheaval and transformation, lived a woman who, though not a queen in her own right, played a pivotal role in shaping the destiny of a nation. Nandi, the mother of Shaka Zulu. Nandi's story is one of resilience, strength, and the enduring power of a mother's love. Born into the Langeni clan, she became the third wife of Senzangakona, the chief of the Zulus. However, their relationship was considered taboo, and Nandi faced ostracism and ridicule. Despite these hardships, Nandi remained steadfast in her love for her son Shaka. She instilled in him the values of courage, leadership, and a deep respect for Zulu traditions. When Shaka was forced into exile, Nandi became his rock, his confidant, and his source of strength. Shaka, upon becoming chief, revolutionized Zulu warfare, transforming the Zulu from a small clan into a powerful kingdom that dominated much of southern Africa. His military innovations, strategic brilliance, and ruthlessness made him a legend. Though Shaka's reign was marked by both expansion and brutality, Nandi's influence on him remained profound. She was the voice of reason, urging him to show mercy and compassion, even as he consolidated his power. Nandi's story reminds us that behind every great leader there is often a mother, a guiding force whose love, sacrifices, and unwavering belief shape the destiny of nations. Our journey culminates in West Africa, in the powerful Ashanti Empire, located in what is today Ghana. Here, in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, as British colonialism tightened its grip on the continent, rose a queen who became a symbol of resistance, courage, and the unwavering defense of tradition, Ya Asantewa. Ya Asantewa was the queen mother of Ejisu, an important political and spiritual position within the Ashanti Empire. When the British, having already annexed much of the Ashanti territory, demanded the sacred golden stool, a symbol of Ashanti sovereignty, Ya Asantewa refused to yield. In a stirring speech to the Ashanti leaders, many of whom were hesitant to challenge the might of the British Empire, Ya Asantewa famously declared, "If you, the men of Ashanti, will not go forward, then we will. We, the women, will. I shall call upon my fellow women. We will fight. We will fight till the last of us falls in the battlefields." Inspired by Ya Asantewa's words and her unwavering determination, the Ashanti people rose up in what became known as the War of the Golden Stool, the final and most fierce of the Anglo-Ashanti wars. Though ultimately defeated and exiled by the British, Ya Asantewa's legacy lived on. Her courage, her refusal to bow to colonial pressure, and her unwavering defense of Ashanti tradition made her a national heroine in Ghana and a symbol of resistance against oppression across Africa. Ya Asantewa's story reminds us that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, one person's courage, their willingness to stand up for what they believe in, can inspire a nation and leave an indelible mark on history. From the sands of ancient Egypt to the grasslands of southern Africa, we have journeyed through time, bearing witness to the lives of extraordinary women who ruled empires, fought colonizers, shaped religions, and built nations. These queens, their names etched in the annals of history, may be obscured in Eurocentric textbooks, their stories often relegated to footnotes, but their legacies live on, echoing through time, preserved in oral traditions, immortalized in monuments, and inspiring modern resistance movements. From north to south, west to east, the African continent teems with examples of female power, diplomacy, military genius, and moral leadership. Their stories remind us that the narrative of Africa is incomplete without acknowledging the queens who shaped its destiny. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the lives of Africa's legendary queens. May their stories continue to inspire and empower generations to come.
I presume you've been able to get to the end of the documentary, and I believe that you've learned something. This is only just the beginning. I'll call it, part one. There are so many other things, that I will be speaking about. I will also be speaking about comparing the rulers, female rulers, female leaders that, birthed the African continent or actually walked the African continent. And then compare it also with other regions. This is going to be actually a very good academic material. But like I said at the beginning of the video, funding, for this area of, research, I believe is actually limited, which is why I believe a lot of scholars who are actually in the academia in most African universities, especially, are not working, on a project, like this. So it's going to open up, a new conversation and a new discussion. And I'll be looking forward to some of the conversation. Feel free also to write a comment, tell me what you've learned. Tell me what you also feel should be added, to the conversation. And I'm hoping that some of our universities also, which work specifically, with art-related research, can actually take this up and also take the conversation further. However, now, one mind-blowing thing that I found out from this research is that you discover that the conversation on feminism, especially as it were, which is one of the things that is actually holding a lot of young females on the African continent down, and also African males, is actually not supposed to be our own tradition. It's kind of very controversial, but in my next episodes, I will be opening your minds, of course, which is some of the conversation and discussions that I will be having. I'll be opening your minds to some of the things that went on with the whole feminism concept. I wouldn't want to let the cat out of the bag, but I'll, advise that you watch the other episodes, that I will be releasing. And I believe that as you watch them, your mind will be open. But keep an open mind when watching any of this documentary on this short series that I'm doing. And every episode will be very, very informative and captivating. So thank you so very much for watching this one. And then do not forget to like, share, follow, subscribe, and also share, this information with every African female, male, so that we will raise a better generation who are actually more interested in who we are as a people and what we are talking about as a people. Africa must change. And I believe with everything going on, this is the right time, for us to, take our leadership position in the global world. Thank you so very much for watching. I remain Young Joseph, and I'll be seeing you on the next episode.